Hello rimfire friends, I hope everybody's doing well. So before you can see a rifle shaped box because today is New Gun Friday. So happy Friday to everybody, especially me, because New Gun Friday. So before I get too much into rambling on that I always do, I want to quickly say that those of you who know me to be probably the least tactical guy out there. And I don't show up and shoot these matches in any sort of clothing resembling tactical. None of my gear really is, unless that's the only color I could get. I'm not that kind of guy. So I basically shoot matches in gym wear, running shoes, sport shorts. That's what I'm all about. So my rifles are no different. I like old school rifles, as you know. I like wood, I like walnut, that sort of thing. I'm a traditional kind of guy when it comes to this sort of thing. Although I can totally appreciate chassis and that sort of thing. It's just not for me, not my kettle of fish. The only chassis I've ever really liked, a standard type chassis, was I believe a Masterpiece Arms holding a 455. Really like that one. I would consider getting that one. But the vast majority, and believe me, I handle everyone I can that I come across, I'm not a big fan of. Although I do appreciate, like I said, their adjustability, and well, top shooters use them for a reason. Enough said. Anyway. So those of you who also know me know that I attend matches with a little sassy shot caller by the name of William. Some of you know William quite well, and William is a super patient guy, and he comes to all our matches and he calls shots for us, and otherwise is just an amazing kid to have around, and I thoroughly enjoy him being my match buddy. But the poor guy wants to do some shooting, and some of these match rifles, even though mine is pretty light, is kind of a bear for him to handle. So I've been looking for a semi-auto for him. Now, I would love to get an old Winchester Model 77 or something like that, for a Bruno 511 or 581, but he needs something that was more adjustable for him as he grows, especially now he needs something smaller. So after some research, I settled on this guy, and believe me, I'm a little bit freaked out at how this resembles something from a Star Wars movie. Without further ado, I'll flip her over. Now, some of you, most of you guys, know all about this sort of thing. And I know quite a bit myself if I've done some research, but I picked this guy basically for a few different reasons that I'll talk about. This is not a review per se. I'm going to show it to you guys, but there's lots of videos much better than the one I'm going to produce out there for you guys to check out. So I just want to talk about the why I chose this one. So this is a Derya from Turkey. I'm a fan of Turkish guns in general, although there's some lemons because of my previous experience with air guns. A lot of really cool, innovative stuff comes from Turkey. Not everything, but some pretty cool, very reputable manufacturers from there. So I'm a fan. So anyway, so the Turkey part of it I kind of liked, if that makes sense. Or the Turkish part, not the Turkey part, the Turkish part. So this is brand new. I bought it brand new from my local. We did debag it to put a trigger lock on it so I could get it home legally, or without issue, I should say. So the plastic's been taken off, and then the shop did verify that all the parts are in the box for me. So if you have one of these before and you're like, that's not a fair unboxing because things aren't where they're supposed to be, they were. It's brand new. I know, right? Okay, so in the box we got the plastic that was around. They took it off, and some paperwork. I'll set it aside quickly first, and it comes with, this was on it, under the plastic. This little rubber stopper thing. So in the bag, with the rifle you get we'll start with the mags. You get 2 mags. So one of the reasons I chose this rifle was for the mags. It sounds funny, but I really like this mag quality. Manufacturers have kind of wised up when it comes to mags, and I am a huge fan of these. They are well made. They're polymer, plastic, but like the quality that these manufacturers are putting into mags these days are so nice, so well made, so thought out. They kind of remind me of a cross between like a CZ polymer mag and a Tikka, and maybe like an old school Remington 581. I don't know, something like that. But I really like them. They're big, beefy stops. And you can feel they self-lubricate. Like, they're well made. So 2 of those in the bag. And it comes with this cool thing, which I'm assuming is a barrel nut. Probably for takedown or cleaning. I don't know, haven't got that far yet. But it's nice, stamped steel. It Yeah. And an Allen key. No idea what that's for, but I have that too. Actually, I have a good idea what that's for from a little bit of research I've done online. Anyway, so that comes in the bag. It was on the side, and then my paperwork proving that throwing my receipts around, proving that I bought it to myself. And then the manual, and this is like, I haven't even opened this yet because, well, who reads manuals? Oh yeah, it's probably CD. No, maybe not. It isn't. It's just, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Actually, that's a pretty nice manual. Oh, that's nice. So like, I like that. Like, I like when you see very, you know, because you'll get those really crappy from different foreign countries. I say that because that's what happens to all of us, and they're black and white and you can't read them because it's been photocopied so many times. But they put some time, effort, and money into that. Nice and clear. Love it. So right away, I get 5 stars to this. I got a nice basic parts layout, number describing each part, disassembly, assembly. All right. Warranty. We got 2 years on all products for their intended purpose. Okay. Anyway, so that's all that's in there, and I like that. This is a TM-22 model, for those of you who don't know. Yeah, this is an 18-inch barrel version. I didn't know there were more, but there probably is. Yeah, that sort of thing is lost on me. Anyway, so let's talk about the rifle really quick. So for the price point, and in Canada, like you guys are going to pay less if you're in the States, of course. But in Canada, these go for about $5.99. And you will pay more or less depending on who you know or where you buy stuff. You might pay a lot less, like me, or you might pay a lot more, like somebody other than me. But anyway, so it has what I wanted here, the nice expandable buttstock, which is maybe what also that nut is, that wrench is for, to tighten and undo this. This looks like it's standard AR platform stuff. It looks like they did that. And it seems pretty solid. Nice positive clicks. I like that. It also has this cool contraption here for adjustable comb. Now this is really important because, like I said, William's like 9, right? And so he needs a lot of adjustability. He needs stuff like that, that, you know, you just can't find in a wood stock rifle. And sure, I could cut down like a Savage Mark II stock, but why? He could have this all and figure it out from there. Anyway, so again, I'm not doing much of a review on this. You guys can kind of see what it's about. I noticed that one thing I liked about it from a kid's point of view or a young person's point of view is this nice positive safety on the side. It's very nice. Clicks are solid, tactile. I like that. And for a semi-auto on a stage where you have to call safe when you're moving, it's nice. A nice red and white identifiable marks. The mag release is like, you know, AR style, but, you know, maybe a little bit smaller. Nice, feels really positive. Has this really crazy barrel shroud, which I know a lot of you guys have talked about here, there, or seen, is that it has this weird support baffle. Can I get that? Yeah. Inside that touches the barrel, and that supports it. And when you remove that, there's only one screw that holds it to the aluminum barrel nut, and lots of guys countersink holes on there and then remove that and have accuracy improvements, which, you know, I'm going to do. But nice flat bottom there, and you could get, like, you know, all sorts of M-lock stuff on there. It's flat, so I'll put probably an arc on it just so I can run all my accessories, bipods and stuff. It has a very kind of one second here. Just so I show you it's clear, but it was in the box, right? So it doesn't have a bolt hold open device, and it has a last round hold open on the mag, which is meh. I like bolt hold opens, but I get why they do that. So, all right, and then it'll stay open on an empty mag. So we'll just leave it like that. I don't have a chamber flag here, so that's kind of what it looks like. I like it that, you know, it's got a nice sharp shoulder there, so you could butt it up against things. And the trigger on it, I gotta say, is really nice. It has a ton of travel, which doesn't surprise me in semi-auto. But the brake is nice. The trigger blade's nice and flat. It's super wide, so that would be nice if you're shooting in colder weather. It's light. It's all aluminum, so it feels really good in the hand. It balances reasonably well. Nice rail on top. Allen screw construction, and this is a AR direct swappable with whatever grip you like, as far as I know, from the research I did. But the thing that I like the most about this so far is that, like, it's been machined properly. It's been cast and, you know, I don't know what kind of coating they use on it, but it's high quality. And for the price point, man, I don't see a lot of flaws. I could see some things being better, like this baffle. That's the sort of thing that somebody who doesn't shoot a lot of target groups would understand. They would just say, oh, we got to support the barrel, so we're going to do it that way. But a company that knew accuracy would have done what so many people mod it with, because that would affect accuracy. Everybody knows that. So that's something from a non-shooter's kind of point of view. But, you know, I can't fault them for that, because the accuracy from what I've seen online and videos and stuff is still pretty good. So most people consider an inch at 50 yards a great accuracy from 22. It's just that us nut bars that shoot, you know, into tiny groups and expect ridiculous things out of rimfire that expect better than that. So I can't really fault them for that. But anyway, nice soft rubber, sticky, reasonably collapsible at the back. Sorry, getting framed there. And it's got, like, you know, I think that's a sling cup there. And like I said, it's got one here. It's got some, like I said, some nice marks, so it's easy to track. But like, it just, the quality of this, the plastic quality, impresses me. The construction is well thought out and beefy. You know, like I like to see the Allen key. It's not a star drive, so I like to see that. And you know, for what it is, I talked about that really quick. When you pull the mag out, the bolt slams shut. Okay, and then you know there's nothing in there, obviously. But I'll show you the trigger really close here. You can see the travel I'm talking about. Oh, get it off safe. What am I doing? You know, so it's like, as a semi-auto, guys, you can drive fire semi-auto. So, but it's like, you don't even, there's no wall really. So to say how heavy it would be, I don't know, maybe 4 pounds, 3.5, 4 pounds. I don't know. It's terribly heavy for me, but I'm like a snob. So, but anyway, so I just want to show that to you guys really quick. I'm going to be grouping it this week, getting the scope on it and getting some rounds through it. Well, somebody is definitely, I'll be involved, but not just me. He's about that tall. He'll be doing it. And hopefully we can get to see some good accuracy out of it. But otherwise, this is going to be a new toy for a little fellow to have fun with. I'll see you guys next time with it at the range. But anyway, I want to thank you guys as always for watching. Any questions or comments, leave them below. And I'll do my best to answer them. But if not, Tactical Dan.